So I just mix the cookies with the indica. I'm smoking gases, click. Burn it. I just got my groove to wipe me for.
Yo, Longhairs. Welcome to episode 119 of Let It Ride. Here we talk long hair and business, advocate for hair equality, and celebrate men's long manes with hair whips and high fives. If you're a guy with long hair, you're in the right place. Our guest on today's episode is a Southeast San Diego homegrown artist and rapper who is bringing real and heartfelt music back to a generation saturated with nonsense. His vision is to give people the energy through music that they need at that very moment in their life to be at their best. And when you listen, you'll agree, he pours his soul and his life experiences into his music. Returning from his first appearance at the Longhairs headquarters in 2021 in his debut content collaboration, coming off his newest 14-track project release, Sessions, available on all music platforms. He is live, in person. Welcome to Let It Ride, Teddy Benson!
Ooh, there we go. Teddy, we love you.
Teddy, bro, the fans are cheering.
What's happening?
Good to have you back at the HQ. Welcome to the new warehouse.
It looks great in here, man. I'm amazed at how you leveled up, brother. I'm amazed at how you leveled up. This is not just a little level up. This is like a super level up.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. It's been fantastic. We're still growing into it, but good to have you here.
You know, when Mr. Jefferson moved to the east side, this is one of them. This is one of them level ups. You in the deluxe joint.
Coming on up.
Yeah.
Stoked to have you here. Got to kick it off. Last time you were in our office, you had the full, thick, flowing locks. You had it all going on. You still got beautiful hair, but it's high and tight. You have one remaining lock. Just tell us what has happened. What's brought you here today?
The very last. You know, hair is precious, right? And in my culture, hair serves a point to be an antenna, and you're always receiving and storing energy. It's like a super database. You know what I mean? It's a giant processing server. It's got all of your left and rights. Every time you lay down on the floor outside in the park, you keep a little bit of dirt that gets matted inside there. You know, you get a cat that you lean back on the couch, that hair, it's in there. Like, if you really open up a dread, you can really see like the life that you've lived in it. So all the energy is remaining with you. It's staying on your head. And for me, it had all the negativity in my life. It had all the time that I cheated on my wife. It had all, before she was my wife, you know what I mean? But it had all the times that I was broke and I was desperate and I was in despair and I was questioning myself. You know, all of those times was in there. And sometimes you got to think and you go, you know what, I made it through that. You know, that's something to look back on when your dreads is 20 years old and you go, oh, I went through this and I went through that and I went through. But if every day is constant, it's constant feeding negativity, constantly refreshing the negativity. You got one good day, 3 bad ones. Like, you know, sometimes I'm trying to figure out how to get my car to move. And gas was how much? Woo-wee, that was the hardest thing in life. Like, I spend as much in gas as I do on rent to move my family around. Like, so I was just really going through it over the last little while, man. We don't got to tell them exactly how long, but for a long time I've been going through it, and I wanted to cut them, but a lot of people look at me as a spiritual leader in their own words. One of the homies told me, he said, hey man, Teddy, you disappointed me. You like a spiritual leader when it comes to like this hair stuff and the energy that go behind it. Like, we really look up to you. And the last time I cut it, a lot of people came forth and told me the same thing. So no matter what, I just felt like I can't cut my hair, and for a long time I started living for somebody else. I started living for the people that would be disappointed in me if I just popped up with a haircut. And then you go, oh, just like even a relationship, you know, it's like, oh, we've been together 10 years. I know this sucks, but it's 10 years. You don't throw 10 years away, right? And for me, my hair is almost 7 years old. It's like, damn, you can't just wake up. You know, you want fade, you want a little curls or something. You could change that in a month or two, and it'll go from fade to a little afro to a little curls, back, forth. Do whatever you want. A little high fade here, a little low fade there, a little dark Caesar. Do whatever you want. It just takes a couple days, and there's new hair there. But when you got dreads, it's like, I could put my hair up in a ponytail. You know what I mean? I could whip it around. I could do whatever. If I want to go back, if I decide that, you know what, I like the curls better than I like the fade, it's gonna take 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for a long time, even that, like fighting with myself, like, what's my true identity? Which one do I want? Because, you know, with a fade, it's kind of hard to tell people. But if you show anybody with dreads, you can just show their silhouette, right? And you could tell that's Bob Marley. Oh, that's Peter Tosh. Oh, that's Kimani. Oh, you know what I mean? That's Damien. Look, you could just tell by the way the dread. Like, I had one of those sets of dreads, so you could tell me way down the block, that's Teddy. 100% sure I know it's Teddy. And losing that, now what are you going to say? What's my defining character? What's my defining characteristic, my trait? My dreads was it for a long time. You saw Teddy, one with dreads? Yep. I mean, I got tattoo on my face, so, you know, I'm still unmistakable. But
that
now,
tall jacked guy.
The tall jack guy. Well, there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, so I lost a little bit of identity in myself when I cut my hair, but I gained a lot of peace. I gained a lot of peace. I gained a weight off my shoulders. I still long for my hair. I still sometimes wish I could just go, It's not there no more. I still have my last one. Me and my kids.
But you have the one.
I have the last one. Me and my kids all have this, and I feel like there's strength in that. Me and my kids all have the same one dread. If my son decides to cut his hair off, he's got to keep it. My daughter, both of them got one for their second birthday. I just happen to dread my son's whole head, and so now there's no distinguish. But if we to cut it, then he'll have one just like Daddy.
Maybe that's the one that absorbed all the positive energy and the good vibes over that period of time.
Yeah. Some had to leak. There had to be positive energy leaking into something, and because I keep refreshing it every day, and, you know, that was hard to do. Like, I literally feel like a brand new person. You watch Family Matters growing up?
Yeah.
I feel like
Carl
Steve
Winslow.
Urkel stepped into the machine and came out Stefan. You know what I mean?
Yes, dude.
You know, I feel like Samson with my hair.
The power.
The power. I feel like I'm rude. I'm a lion. You know what I mean? Like, but when I cut my hair, I feel like I'm a sword unsheathed. You know what I mean? I'm sharp and I kill. I'm ready to get to work, to business. There's no play. You know what I mean? I'm moving faster, more agile, and I feel like I become more respectable. A lot of people, especially in my line of business, a lot of people will fear you because of the power that you emit. And I'm one of those people that emit a lot of power. Like, my essence is strong. No sooner as you see me in a building, you feel me. Now add 6'4" on top of that, and then add tattoo on the face, and then add these big rude dreads. Not salon dreads like you used to seeing, like, you know what I mean, the well-kempt pretty boys, like these big rude dreads. Now I'm a little like, I don't know, but now I feel like, and not just I feel like, I've actually witnessed it, and I felt it, I've seen it, the way that people interact with me, the conversations that we have, the energy that they give me is different. With a
huge part of your identity, and even reflecting back from your interactions with people, they feel you differently. For sure. This is my second set that I cut off, so, you know, I've seen it back-to-back times, so, you know, I get to correlate the information back-to-back times, like, oh, people actually perceive me a certain way. It's just like the easiest way for men to understand it is like women, you know what I mean? If a woman like you, she gonna like you, right, no matter what. But when you first see somebody, when they first see you, when they judging you,
a certain kind of woman just doesn't want a man, period, that has long hair, that has dreadlocks, especially.
Sure.
That have negative connotations with dreadlocks. Oh, they stink. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. I bet you there's bugs in them. You know, all the negative things that come with dreadlocks, and they're not the well-kept American version of a man, of what it should be. Nice, clean cut, you know, real in pocket. That's what they have in their head. And that's like 65% of women. So the same woman that would have sex with you with a fade won't have sex with you with dreadlocks. If she like dreadlocks, she gonna have sex with you, period, because she just think you look good. She doesn't care. But now you've opened yourself up to more of the market. Now 90% of women think you're at least passable for, because you fit into whatever their checklist of, okay, hair is cut, it's clean, he's well groomed, he's got the beard, you know, he's a manly man, and it looks good.
The hair's an elimination factor for a certain percentage, no matter what.
No matter what. Oh no, that's my dad. My dad would never approve of you. You have long hair. No, never approve of you. Like, oh, okay.
Man, but the whole idea that the hair was with you, I think about, this is where I was 3 years ago. The hair was with me during that point of time. It's really more from a length standpoint, though, with the dreads. Like you said, you can literally unpack it, and those experiences have kind of lived in them throughout.
It's like the inside of a tree, bro. You know what I mean? There's rings and there's rings and there's rings and there's rings, but sometimes inside that tree there's bugs that live in there. You know what I mean? There's like somebody don't made a home. You know what I mean? Up in the tree a kite don't flew, it got stuck, and there's string that's attached to one of the branches that never came off. You know, there's that mark one time that when somebody came 10 years ago and wrote their name on a tree. Now that's actually up here, 10 years of growth.
Yeah.
Like, I think dreads like just have a different energy about them than just having long hair, because there's no actual way to get it out. Once it's in there, it's in there. It's not coming out no matter what you do.
A reset, kind of shed the old. Do you think you'll start it out at some point? Is there a sign when you'll know? Keep it short for a while, right? Enjoy the airflow.
While I was cleaning my hair up today, I almost thought about just growing it right back out and then attaching them right back, because I got them at the house.
You have them.
They're in a bag, and you know, I thought about it like, this really isn't the life for me. Like, you know, a pirate could sit at home because he ain't got no ship and he's going long for the ocean. You know what I mean? And like, just a pirate's life for me. And dreadhead is inside my soul. I'm rostered to the bone. You know what I mean? I eat my meats. I eat all kind of meat. I don't discriminate on what meats I eat, but you know, I'm rostered to the bone. And that's gonna be bald head or dreadhead regardless. But to put it on a do-rag and buying this kind of this and brushing my hair for 5 hours so it could be wavy and getting a haircut every week, that's not me. I mean, I just get up and it's like, but you know, I did it, so you know, I gotta rock this for like at least 6 months, 7 months, a year, who knows.
Keep it short for a little bit.
You ever watch kung fu movies?
I was going to ask you about kung fu movies. Yes, bring it up, because you have mentioned it a couple of times.
Grew up with kung fu movies. So.
You know, it's like there's always a corny main character who gets his ass kicked, right? And then somehow he ends up on some fucking mountain way out there in the abyss, and he's way at the top of the mountain. His hair gets fucking matted and it's growing, it's long, his beard is like down to his chin almost, and then he finally finishes all his training, and then he stands in front of the mirror one scene, and then blink, you know, he leans over with the razor, and not a razor but it's always a knife or something. He always does it himself.
Sword.
With a knife or sword or
man.
something, you know what I mean? He cuts it on and he looks back up, and now he's just fucking clean cut, clean ass suit with a nice ass belt that he got from his fucking sensei, and now he's ready to kick the main villain's ass in the end of the movie. It always happens like that. And for me, I thought because I ate, slept, and prayed at the top of the mountain, right, that it was over. I tried again. Now I'm like, ooh, something's missing. Like, I'm up here at the top of the mountain, and I'm still at the top of the mountain. And I'm aware that I thought last time that I was done with this journey, but it's just so much is going on in my life that I need to try and get some resemblance of normal, some kind of balance. I'm a Libra. Balance is most important. So if it's the hair that got to go, I started going back to the gym better. I started treating my wife better. You know what I mean? I started putting more energy into my family. I stopped going to the casino. Shit still wasn't getting better. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and chop this hair off. And, it's working. It's working so far. It's working, bro. It's working.
We get to the top of the mountain, the journey is over. You think, well, there's only two places. You're ultimately going back down into the valley, into the next valley, and getting the sights on the next peak and then the next mountain where we're climbing.
I was not too optimistic about the journey not too long ago, brother. You know what I mean? And I'm smiling a lot more genuinely. And for me, that's important. I got a real easy. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I have to learn how to hide that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm angry, and you'll know that I'm angry. But if I'm like dick down in the dirt bad, you might not know, because I've learned so many ways to smile and enjoy life. And then historically, black people turn pain into comedy. So I've learned to joke my pain off, and I've seen so many people that struggle worse than me. I kind of be like, you know what? I don't got the right to kind of be like, boo-hoo, who's me? Plus, I'm a man, so that's already no good. So people never really know, like, damn, Teddy is dying inside. And I've been fixing that. And the hair coming off, it was one of those things that just helped fix it. And there's still some screws loose. There's still some more boards I need to go, and I might have thought I needed a 2x4 here, but I really need something else, and I need to get these kind of screws instead of the ones I got, because these ain't drywall screws. We still rebuilding the house, but it's really looking good inside right now. It's really looking good inside.
All right, dude. Well, you're tight, you're fresh, you're sharp, agile, ready to rock. Coming off the huge project drop just this last November, Sessions, 14 dope tracks. Is it your best produced? Just tell us a little bit about the project.
I'm all about elevation. Every time I drop a project, it sucks. Immediately after I drop it, I just am that kind of person. Like, while I'm about to drop it, I'm like, oh, this is the best shit I ever did in the world. Oh, this is the best songs. Oh, man, I need a Grammy for this. And then I drop it, and I'm like, this sucks. I need to get better. How do I get better? Like, immediately after. And maybe it be because I've been listening to these songs in different lengths, but sometimes it's for a year that I might have one of the songs. Out of 14 songs, like that project, I worked on it for almost 2 years. You know what I mean? So a lot of those songs, I already listened to it for so much.
100 times.
Now it's out. Now I'm like, all right, that's garbage. What's the next move? And at least with this project, this is probably one of the first times that I felt like I didn't have to say, I wish I didn't put that song on there. I wish I would have held this one off, because it's not as great as I thought it was, or there's something wrong with it. And this project is the first one I'm like, man, nothing's wrong with this project at all. It just sucked. You know what I mean? It's, oh, what's next? You get back in the kitchen and cook up some more, because this is old, so that make it suck. But for somebody else, it's brand new, and for them to stumble across Sessions or the 33 Elohim project that I dropped just before this, those are like top tier. Whatever was going on, somebody said it to me today, I don't know what happened to you, bro, but your music you've been dropping lately is fire. Like, it's because I just stopped holding back, and in these projects, I'm being vulnerable again, and that's what people love with me in the beginning. And I got into really more artistry instead of just being vulnerable, and that's what I'm back into now, is being vulnerable.
So you're pumped on all the tracks on this one?
All of them.
None of them you felt that way this time?
The one that I did.
That was the first thing you asked me is what was the worst track on here?
Yeah, that's what I asked. I don't want to know what your favorite track is. That does not help me at all. I want to figure out what makes the worst track, and if I get enough opinions, I can figure that out. What makes the best track is hard because everybody's like in a different kind of mood. But normally the worst track, people will just know like, oh, that's the one I skipped. Like I just wasn't feeling that. Like it was the beat, whether maybe it was the tempo, maybe it was the same song that I was thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have put on there. But there's one song on there that was a little too dance hall for the project. I think it would have fit greater on a different project. I didn't feel like the song shouldn't be put out. I just felt like it should have been on this project. I kind of forced it, but a couple people hit me and said, "No, bro, that's my favorite track on there." I'm like, well, what do I do? But you can't win them all, you can't lose them all. But that was the one song on there that probably could have went on a different track.
When you've asked people that, I'm assuming you've been doing that for past projects, do you tend to hear the same track? If there was one that you think back and probably shouldn't have put it on there, or wish I wouldn't have put it on there, do you hear the same ones?
I genuinely hear the experimental tracks. The ones where I was like, let me try something new. Like, oh, I don't normally do ratchet, so let me try ratchet, you know what I mean, and see how they respond to ratchet. And they'd be like, that one wasn't for me. And then the other songs that's kind of like that, they'll be like, that wasn't for me. So I can link those two together like, okay, they really don't want to hear ratchet or ratchet type music from me. They like thuggish music from me because I found that the times that I rap like, because, you know, we all been there. You know, we all used to gangbang when you grow up in Southeast San Diego. We all been with gangbanging homies. When I make music that alludes to that kind of lifestyle, I've seen that people gravitate towards it more, especially in the culture that we're in right now where everybody's like shoot 'em up, bang, bang. But I really don't want to be the one to push that movement forward. I want the movement that's behind me is like all pure and positive energy. Like, and I'm not saying like goody two shoes because we all got to do what we got to do to get paid and make sure there's food on the table. But the way that we go about it, I want people to be like, he's of an upper echelon. So with these projects that I've been putting out and getting back to vulnerability and getting back to, I want to be pure and I want to put out an actual message that's actually been pushing me back into the fan base that really loves my music wholly. So I haven't really been getting they be like, bro, I can't even tell you what song on here I don't like. I like them all. I'm like, tell me which one you would listen to last if you listen to them all in order of how much you like them then. Like, if you don't want to tell me. But a lot of people are embarrassed, but you have to really like coax them like, hey, man, no, I'm not going to get mad at you. Please tell me which one you
be honest.
Be honest. Please tell me which one you didn't like, because that's what's going to help me get better. It's going to help me provide and narrow down what I should be pushing out to my fan base.
Yeah. And you did another project right before Sessions, which it was in November. You dropped one right before that, so 2 in 1 year?
It was the 33 Elohim project. Yep.
How many? About the same tracks?
I think that one was 33 and Elohim was 7 tracks. I believe it was 7 tracks.
Still 2 projects in 1 year.
God made the world in 7 days, so I put 7 tracks.
And I mean, that's recorded, produced, everything, 2 in 1 year.
I didn't produce it, but we did record it, everything.
Still caused it to be produced somehow or another.
So for me, what happens is my creative process is kind of like stagnant. Here's a bunch of work. And then stagnant. Like, I don't like to go to the studio all the time. I lived in the studio, bro. I like fall asleep on cum stains type shit. You know, everybody has sex on the studio couch, and I would be like, uncontrollably at 4 a.m, wake back up like, all right, cool, what was I working on? Hit the space bar and get back to rocking, like, right. You know what I mean? Like 7 days a week, I lived in the studio and we pumped out a lot of music. But what happens is you start talking about the same stuff over and over and over. You say, my car's nice, my house nice, my life sucks in so many different ways. But it's the same environment. It's the same stories that you had last week because you're still doing the same thing. But if you wait like how I do, what happens is you live life and you go out to different parties. You might go to a whole new city. If in 8 months you might leave California, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You might experience death more than one time. You know, you might get a new promotion at your job. You might get better at your hustle. You know, you might get a new breakthrough. So those things lead to, you might go to a couple birthday parties, you know what I mean? That gives you life experience to rap about. If you go to the studio all the time, you don't have no life experience. Your life experience is the studio and writing and writing and writing and writing, and you're not gonna get no better. And I feel like for me that my process is outdated, but it works for me. And you know, I'm 34 this year. Back in our day when we grew up, they dropped 2 projects a year, and that was like really good. Like dropping 2 projects a year was like great. One single, we're gonna push this single for 3 months, we're gonna drop you in the summer, and then we're gonna come with some new slower stuff for the winter time. We're gonna drop you right at the end of the year, like right around Thanksgiving or something. We're gonna drop you around then, and that's it. And you put out 2 singles for the year, maybe 3 singles for the year, 2 big videos, and a whole bunch of pushing the same song all year. Now they dropping music every day,
all the time.
It's Friday, Free Music Friday. Here's a project that songs that I'm never going to release, so I just decided to make a project and call it Never Released. And then here's a music video for this. Here's a music video for that. Hey, matter of fact, we're gonna make a song video that's not an actual music video, but I got lots of footage from all the times that I was going over here and over here, so we're just gonna throw that out too. And I'm gonna sit in my driveway real quick on my car and rap 2 verses.
Massive volume.
Massive volume. So my work ethic actually does not meet the right criteria for today's generation, but my music will hold value longer than their music will hold value because it's so like ready, set, go. I can't even remember the lines of a song that I was listening to a month ago that was like probably might have been my favorite song. Can't even tell you what the name of the song is because you get it from TikTok and it's like, oh, this is hot. You download it, you listen to it all week, all month, and then you forget because another song came out from TikTok. And then you go back and play Michael Jackson. Then you go back and play Tupac. There's somebody that ain't dropped songs in 20 years. And I'm like, but I'm still playing Tupac, and I'm still playing Michael Jackson, and I'm still playing James Brown because that music is timeless. So the music that I'm creating over this long period of time is timeless, but it's just not fitting into the right criteria for today's day and standards. We're not keeping up. I'm doing good, but we ain't keeping up.
It's like you don't want to compete, and you don't really want to compete against that. You don't want to just pump out as much as you possibly can. Meaningful music, putting thought, care, attention, different life experiences, allowing things in your life to shape out. Obviously, artists that are pumping out songs every day are not going through as thoughtful. I mean, it's a volume-based approach, and you don't want to put yourself in that category, I don't think, even if you were going to the studio every single day.
I definitely don't. TPain and Lil Wayne had a project a long time ago. You know, I'm showing my age because all the references I use are old. I have no clue what these new artists' names are. But he said, why haven't you guys released a project yet, to the interviewer, and like telling him, and it's like, you know, we ain't got the songs yet. We got over 34 songs that we did together, but we ain't got the songs yet. And it's like a lot of people go to the studio, they'll do 12 songs, and they'll put out 12-song EP. Like, cool. Why'd you do that? 4 of those songs for sure weren't good. 4 more of them was like, okay, but they like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just good enough to say you don't suck. You know, like I get what you was doing, and then you might have 1 or 2 bangers out of those 12 songs. So I learned right then and there, like, ooh, song selection is key and it's critical. Like, every song ain't gonna be he need a Grammy. Every song ain't gonna be this needs to be #1 right now. To somebody it will. Somebody likes everything you do. But if you talking about the masses, like really what you need to put out there, like you guys do designs, right? Every design ain't the one you like. It might go in the trash. Like, might go in the trash. Like, for sure, I'm not gonna put my money behind it. Maybe if it was free and I could just try, like throwing rocks in the water, like, hey, I'm gonna try and hit the other side. These rocks are free, no harm done, no foul. But my money, not that design, brother.
No.
So it's like same thing with music. It's like not that design, but so many people do it that's why rap as a whole is getting a bad. It's hard to market rap. It's really hard to market rap. They don't want it in the clubs because it causes fights. The people that are like on your social media, they're so tired of their inbox getting hit up like, hey, please listen to my song. Hey, just dropped this. And then they gave it a try like 15 times and it was ass. 14 and a half of them. And now they're like, I don't even answer my DM. I turned Messenger off. Like, I deleted Facebook Messenger. Don't got that. If we ain't friends, I'll never see your message. If it says you sent the link, I'll never open it. Well, so now it's just pay for play now.
Extremely difficult to market.
Extremely difficult to market rap.
So when you do a release like this, sessions, like what does it look like, the rollout? You got everything on YouTube here. We're going to link up some of this stuff. But for the project to be published, say, what does that mean for you? Does it mean that you have them all up on YouTube or the other platforms? Or when do you say, all right, this is live?
In the music industry, everything is supposed to be by dates. Like, you lock a date in, and then when I go to distribution, right, say I want my project to come out on my birthday. I've released a project pretty much every year on my birthday. And if I wanted to come out on my birthday, I need to upload it 7 to 10 days before. And that's just if I wanted to come out on my birthday and be available on all the sites. Some sites will get it and then you can see it tomorrow. Like, there's times I've uploaded at night and then in the morning it was up. But some sites are like, no, it's going to take us 7 to 10 days to curate this, make sure it's the right sound, make sure everything's good, and then put it out. So then if you want to like pitch it to Spotify might take a month before they even see your request for them to see it, to put it on a playlist. So that means you need to have it at least 2 months or 3 months already uploaded to the distribution so that you can then pitch it to Spotify. So everything is like, depending on what you plan on doing. Sometimes blog sites or these influencers, they don't want old music. They want brand new music. So you already need to contact them and make sure that they know the day of. They want to do a write-up. You know, it's coming out. They want to do a write-up to say, hey, it's available today. So it just depends on what we're doing with the project. But mostly it's word of mouth, brother. It's like, you got to gear yourself up with the right materials. Like, okay, I'm gonna get a cover, I'm gonna start pushing the cover. Okay, boom, now we got a date, now we're gonna put the cover on the date. Now I'm finna, instead of talk about what happened in sports, I'm finna talk about this new project coming out. And if I am gonna talk about sports, I'm like, actually, LeBron need to be listening to this new Sessions that's coming out. LeBron, tag LeBron and hit him and see if he'll share it, and then be like, hey, LeBron, look, you need to be playing Sessions.
Just enormous amount of different channels and promotion, distribution, trying to get it out there. It's just an enormous, I mean, you could go in any one direction as deep as you want, but you're trying to cover many different directions as best as you can. And I mean, it's impossible to get it out on every direction and then promote it accordingly. Speak with people, have people, influencers connect, engage with it. It's a lot of energy.
There's at least 500 music streaming websites that are like popular enough to catch the attention of the distribution channel that I have. They might have a new distribution that popped up. Anybody can get a distribution. You can get your own distribution. I can hit iTunes and say, hello, my name is Teddy Benson, and I have such and such number to give you because this is my distribution. You have to send that to 500 different companies. Everybody ain't got time to send that to 500 different companies, but somebody did, and I thank them for all the companies, whether it's United Masters or whether it's DistroKid or whether it's Empire, whoever you use, it doesn't matter as long as they have the right ones. But there's new ones that come out every day, and those are the hard ones to get onto because who knows who they are, but India's got its own site that they listen to music on. They might not be on iTunes in India. They might be on like Clickster or something. They might not use Facebook. They might use JoJoTube. Who knows? Like, each place has its own little niche markets that you can get into. But if you're with a big enough distribution, then they'll get you into those little corners. Like TikTok is one of the ways that you can get into those small corners because TikTok is already spread worldwide. Like people in India are using TikTok for sure. So I can get on there. My music is on TikTok, it's on Instagram, and it's on whatever other little sites because somebody did the hard work to find it.
The people who are getting projects found, what does that look like? If if it hits big or it becomes super popular, would you say it's Spotify, or what does that look like?
What it looks like is clicks. It's the click rate. You basically have 24 hours to look like a stellar student before they kick you out the class.
Out of the gate.
Because every day YouTube gets 1 million plus new videos. Probably get 1 billion new videos every single day from the millions of people that are uploading shorts and this and that every single day. Their servers cannot populate everybody at the same time. So what they do is they go, okay, within the first 24 hours, how many people watch this video? How long did they watch this video? How many people shared this video? And then they go, okay, cool. This is a video that's going to get pushed up into the suggestions. This is going to be, it's just like if you go in 2006 and you typed in, let's not say 2006 because YouTube came out in 2005. Let's say 2010. If you typed in L on YouTube in 2010, Lil Wayne was 99% sure to be the first suggestion. If you type in D right now on YouTube, Drake's going to be the first person to pop up. That's because so many people listen to Drake that they're like, this got to be what you're looking for. And then if you put DH, it's going to go to the next person, whoever is the most popular, right? So it's the same thing with the music. It's like, nobody's listening to this, so we're not going to waste our time populating this. It's got 0 views in 3 years. There's no reason why this should be the first thing that somebody sees when they hop on their YouTube.
You're getting suppressed immediately.
Immediately you're getting suppressed.
They're not sending it to anyone.
Because they don't have, the servers just can't take trying to populate that. That's why even Facebook is like, it tells you now your reach is 60 to 80% less. Even on Facebook, Instagram, the same thing because they're owned by the same people now.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to keep trying to populate all this crap all day to the top of your feed.
That's coming in at just an unbelievable rate.
The game has changed. It used to be audio visual. Now it's a visual audio game. And for you to even bring that up from that street level to see it, happening and try to keep up, even here, we're trying to play that game too, the algorithms, and try to get our audience straight. So, props.
It's very much. If you don't do it exactly how they want it in their format and at their frequency in a certain way, then you're gonna get dinged, and you're not gonna it's not even gonna surface.
I'm shadow banned right now. I posted a video the other day and got 4 likes. Oh yeah, I'm super shadow banned. I had 16 comments and four likes. How you get 16 comments and 4 likes?
Come on.
I'm super shadow banned. It's because I talked to one of my buddies who's like super into the because he's also a musician, and he's like, what happens is if you share content that is like questionable, Facebook flags anything, or Instagram flags anything that somebody starts speaking some game, and they be like, this is false information. If you share that, they're gonna shadow ban you. If you sometimes the reels say sensitive information or sensitive, you got to click the little button to even let you see the post. If you share those, then they're going to shadow ban you.
Yep.
And those are my favorite videos. Like, so
Just
like,
getting shut down.
Whoa, did you just see a cow get ran over by a big rig? Like, wow, I never seen what that looks like in real life, and this is what it looks like in 4K. You ever wonder what it looks like when 10 people get shot in public? Well, this is actually what it looks like in real life. No movies. People actually don't just start bleeding like that, I guess. Nothing like that. Nothing like the movies.
It's unreal what you could get served up depending on what you click, what you're going to see, what you're going to be exposed, what your whole online experience is going to be. I mean, you could test it and just like try to click on every single thing and see what happens. I mean, this is going to take you down as deep down the rabbit hole as you could possibly want to go.
Yep.
But anyway, man, Sessions looks fantastic. It's all uploaded here. Bunch of dope tracks. We'll link it up on the blog post for the show here. Where can they find you? What's the best place to link up?
Follow me at I am Teddy Benson. Anywhere that you could type in Teddy Benson, I will pop up, guaranteed. Anywhere. I'm pop up first. There's another dude named Ted Benson, just the director for Disneyland or something. Like, he's like the head director for Disneyland. And for a while, my face would not pop up with my information. It would be like
everything was Ted Benson.
It was me.
All
my information. Man. He's a rapper. He's from San Diego. He's this. He's that. But here's this 60-year-old white guy picture with my information next to it, like a football card or something. But my info, his face. But he's
Mix up football
he's a
stats.
millionaire. So I beat him. Finally, I beat him. My face is there now.
Finally got it out there.
Yeah.
They just got to know that they're going to see some videos, a lot of footage and pictures with me with dreadlocks.
It's a different look, man. Hey, we say once you're in it for life.
Lives in the heart and out. The one
Rasta
final
to
dread.
the wall.
Hey, keeping the one is badass, man. It's there.
Yes,
all of it's there.
Although my barber fucked me, I told him to leave some space around my shit. I'm gonna have to grow out like a little afro around it, and then I still have
Hook them
my
back
dress.
in there,
Yeah, then
or hook the new hair.
Yeah, in between it and bridge the gap like soldering.
Yes, dude.
I gotta solder the line. So.
That's incredible. You said you could even put your old ones back on.
Yeah, man, you could put your old ones back on. I kept them just for that reason.
There's
just
like 1,000
case.
little latches. You could hook them right in.
Just in case that I was completely wrong. You know what? I'll be completely wrong and then put my hair back on. Cool. My life still sucks. If in 6 months my life still sucks, and
That didn't change anything. We're going back.
I'm going back. I'm grow a little afro. It just takes like 4 inches. After that 4 inches, I can attach them right on back. I'm back in the game.
Back in the game.
Yes, sir.
You do a little barbering?
Yes, I am a barber.
In a Gaseous Clay video, you're chopping it up at the barbershop?
Yes, the Gaseous Clay, I was cutting Loose Lyric, and I was cutting my guy Pro Live.
All right. Yeah. Tell us about that track a little bit.
Muhammad Ali is famous for correcting Buddy when he said his name wrong. Like, you gonna call me Muhammad Ali. And Will Smith played Muhammad in the movie, right? And he also played another prominent black man who was the guy that discovered the CTE in Amalu. His name's Dr. Amalu. discovered CTE. Hey, this is messing up these football players. And there was a scene in the movie where he was like, "You gonna call me Dr. Amalu?" But he was trying to call disrespect him and call him all kind of. He said, "Yeah, that's cool, but you gonna call me Dr. Amalu because I earned that right. I went to school. I got degrees, awards, and plaques for this. You gonna," and it just got me to thinking, like, you know, life be kicking your butt and your back is against the ropes. But what you gonna do? You gonna fight back? You know what I mean? They applying pressure on you. Like, what you gonna do? Bend to the pressure, or you gonna stay what you supposed to stay? So, like, you know, I just barely made it through another round, but I'm gonna fight another day. You know what I mean? My name Muhammad, and you gonna call me Muhammad? Like, yeah, I was on the ropes and I almost went out. I got saved by the bell, but guess what? I'm back. We've all seen that one fight where Buddy was losing all 9 rounds, and in the 10th round, pow, lights out. He ends up winning the fight. I don't know how he did it. He stayed on his feet and kept working, and pow, but he couldn't take it. Now he's a winner.
Came back with the thunder.
Came back with the thunder. That Rocky Balboa, you know what I mean? Apollo Creed. You know, we all seen it in the movies. We've seen it in real life, and I think that song personifies the will to continue through the ass whooping, the will to continue no matter what the circumstances are. And that kind of highlighted where I was at also in my life, that when I was like, I can't even afford to take my woman out to do nothing nice. You know what I mean? Like, that was the start of me getting back to being vulnerable. Like, you know what? Everybody thinks I have a great life because at one point I was driving an S550, and then from the S550 we got the white BMW, and then they're like, "Oh, Teddy got a great life," you know. But they don't know it's cockroaches at the crib. Man. They don't know that BMW got repoed a couple months back last year. You know what I mean? They don't know none of the woes. They don't know that sometimes when I be listening to these songs, when you know it's a popping song and you be bobbing your head in the middle, and all of a sudden he be like, "Yo, nigga can't even afford to take you out," and be like, "God damn it, I'm that guy." I'm the guy that he's talking about. You know, like those things hurt. But if you put it in your music, what happens is you become the light for somebody else to be like, "Oh man, thank you." Somebody hit me the other day. He said, "Teddy, I don't know. I don't want this to sound weird, but you know, thank you for being vulnerable." Basically, like, man, thank you for keeping it real and always letting us know what's going on in your life on your social media, because you don't know who's looking up to you, and for them to find out, "Ooh, Teddy hurts on the inside. Teddy's dying." Not like thank you like they was praying for my downfall, but like, "Ooh, thank you for somebody that I view as a strong man and a prominent figure to go through what I'm going through." And for me and my music and that vulnerability, I think that's the key element for people to feel like that. You know, I've saved lives with music, and I want to continue to keep saving lives, and I want to keep changing perspectives. And
you mentioned the spiritual leadership earlier, and the perception that some people had with the hair as being part of that, but comes from within, I think, more from what it sounds like than just an outward manifestation.
For sure. But appearance for a lot of people is everything. It's like, "Oh, he's Rasta."
That was a spiritual part of it, though, right?
It's the Nazarite vow, really, what you're taking when you say that I'm going to grow my dreads out. I'm going to take the Nazarite vow not to cut a single hair on my head. But the personification of what comes along with that, like easy going, weed smoking, real pure, all about vibes. People don't get that when they don't see the dreads. Like they don't even describe you as vibes, like, "Oh, cool vibes." You know what I mean? They be like, "Oh yeah, that's a dope person." You know what I mean? He's a chill person. Real cool, man. Like, but they're not no longer describing you about vibes and the energy, like, "Oh man, his energy's real dope." You know, like they describe you like that when you got dreads, though.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, dude, Gaseous Clay, dope track. Well,
it's gaseous, brother. Gaseous.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Gaseous.
Gaseous Clay.
Yeah, there you go. Gaseous Clay.
Got you, man. We're going to link this one up on the post. A couple of other tracks that you'll suggest. We'll get all of your stuff linked up on here, too. Have everyone go check out your music. Be inspired. It's freaking badass, man. Pumped to have you in here.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else you want to say or share or shout out to anyone?
I want to say shout out life and thank you for letting me live it.
Facts.
Shout out to the Longhairs for bringing me back to the podcast to come get busy. Appreciate you guys staying tapped in. I love seeing you guys grow and the ethic that you guys are putting forth into making sure this is a warehouse. So, you know what I mean, warehouse come with warehouse bills. Even just the electricity at the warehouse gets crazy. So, I mean, that shows that you guys are dedicated and that you guys are actually reaping the benefits. You guys got new products, you know what I mean, which makes me excited to go out there and go match your hustle. You know what I mean? Like somebody told me one day, match my energy or match my distance. So I'm trying to match y'all energy. And so this year, I just want to shout out myself too. We working hard on self. I got us. And other than that.
Yes, I. Log one.
We're all in, baby. Let's go. Dude, pumped. You got this the single lock still. And when the time is right to grow them back out, we're going to be equally stoked.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Garv?
That's it for me.
Teddy, thanks for letting it ride, man. And we're wrapping it up. Until next time.
When Howard Cosell and everybody is calling you Muhammad Ali, then why you gotta be the one of all people whose color to keep saying Cassius Clay?